Yeah.
Woo, woo,
Saturday.
woo.
Tremendous day.
Saturday.
Yes. It's a perfect day to get in some fistfights, and lots of fistfights happening around the globe, including in the world's most famous Apex in Las Vegas, UFC Vegas 97, and even in San Diego, California, the return of Bellator MMA. And I know probably some of you watching this show are thinking to yourself, there's a Bellator card tonight? But yes, there is. There really, really is. Welcome you to the People's Pre-Fight Show here on MMAfighting.com. I am Mike Hack, and joining me as always, the always excited, chair-swinging fool, the baddest stash in all of MMA, he is E. Casey Leydon. How many chair swings does tonight's doubleheader get? Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
1.5. It's good. It's good. I'm feeling good. Feeling good. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's do this. Yeah.
All right. Excellent.
Ow. I got really into that.
So, before we get to the questions, Casey, I don't know if you've been made aware of this, but we're doing a little reaction to Demetrious Johnson retiring last night at 1, and I was not aware of any of the things that were about to be said by this man, but Jed Meshew called you out for something. He called you out for something, and then he did his research and realized that he had no right calling you out at all, that you were absolutely on his side with this, because they were discussing the now infamous 2017 Fighter of the Year award for MMAfighting.com, and Jed was convinced that you did not vote for Demetrious Johnson to win that year. That was the year of the Mighty Wizbar. He called you out, ran you down a little bit, and then he looked it up and realized you did vote for Demetrious Johnson as Fighter of the Year that year, because Max Holloway ended up winning it. And then he went back and looked, and it was Pizzi, Dave Doyle, and Chuck Mindenhall, who had Volkan Ozdemir ranked above Demetrious Johnson in that award. And some of them didn't even put Demetrious in the top 5, so he didn't win the award. But yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. And then he realized, Casey actually did vote for Demetrious Johnson. But anyways, I bring this up because I wanted to get your reaction to this news. Demetrious Johnson calling it a career last night.
Demetrious Johnson is my GOAT. He is my greatest fighter of all time. I know I get the arguments. I get what, John, GSP, Habib, whatever. But for me, it is Demetrious Johnson. I get that he isn't the number one prize fighter of all time. I'm never going to argue that. But in terms of just going out there and consistently being the best in the world, fight after 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 fight. Demetrious Johnson, just an unbelievable fighter, incredibly well-rounded, incredibly good personality. Just, I don't know. I haven't really collected all my thoughts about Demetrious Johnson, but he is, to me, the most, I don't know if this even makes sense, the most underrated greatest fighter of all time, if that even makes sense.
Yep.
That's how good I think Demetrious Johnson is, and happy trails, man. I'm glad he left. Was his last MMA fight the knockout victory?
No.
Or no, did he fight? He fought MMA. He fought MMA after that. I know he fought like other kind of.
He fought Moraes again.
Oh, he did fight Moraes again. Okay.
It was a decision this time, though.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, gotcha. Oh yeah. Right. Thank you. Regardless. Yeah. It's just Demetrious Johnson freaking rules, and I'm guessing, with his, new podcasting ventures, he can kind of, stay in the game, make a few bucks, and, hopefully he's having, hopefully he made a lot of money and can retire well and live a good life, and still stay part of the game with his brain intact before, he took, one too many beatings, because very, very, and the fact that he got to leave like this and not leave, I don't want to throw these guys under the bus, but do like a BJ Penn, or even to a lesser extent like Anderson Silva, kind of, he left near the top. At least even in my rankings, I still had, I think I'm at number 2 flyweight. I know I had him higher ranked, and well, he's out of our rankings right now, obviously, but I think like a couple months ago I had him ranked pretty much highest of the entire staff still. But I don't know. I love Demetrious Johnson, and the sport just, I don't know. Maybe they don't. I don't know. The fans. I gotta blame Dana White on this. If Dana would have pushed him over the moon like he should have when he was the champ, then maybe the talk is different. But I don't know. I can talk forever, but Demetrious Johnson, I don't know. I loved him, and as a fighter, and I'm happy. I'm happy he moved on. And didn't do it when he didn't have the full passion for it, or at least when he was still near his prime. He didn't just kind of go out there and just kind of continue making paychecks, I guess. So yeah.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of newer fans who watch, and I could see in the comment section, like, you stick out like a sore thumb when you comment things. You can tell immediately by the things that are said in the comment section who has only been watching the sport for like a year or two and who's been watching the sport for like 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Like, you could tell immediately just based on the comments. Mm-hmm. If you're one of those people who are newer, I highly recommend you go on UFC Fight Pass or you go on ESPN Plus and you just watch a bunch of DJ fights. Just go watch his run from like 2012 to even when he lost the belt to Henry Cejudo. I thought DJ won that fight.
Me too.
Not a robbery. Not a robbery. Very close fight.
Yeah. Close, but
very close fight. But dude, the Ray Borg Mighty Wizbar thing, I mean, he just toyed with that man. Toyed with him physically, emotionally, mentally. And it was just like, yeah, watch what's about to happen. Bam. The knockout of Joseph Benavidez. Everyone's like, oh, DJ lost the first fight, which I didn't think he lost that fight to Joseph Benavidez. He just ices him in 2 minutes. Just the performances this guy put on were incredible. What he did to Kyoji Horiguchi, it's just unbelievable stuff. He's the Joe DiMaggio of MMA. He has a record that's never going to get broken. No one's winning 11 straight title fights again in the UFC. It's just not going to happen.
He had a title. He had a title. I think he lost to Dominic Cruz. It was WC he lost to Dominic Cruz, or was it UFC? Oh, it was actually UFC. Okay, UFC. So was that for title too? Did he lose it? No. Was the title? It was just a fight, or was it a title fight? Well, either way. But the fact that DJ was a top 3 bantamweight too, which so I think how good he was at bantamweight and how dominant he was at flyweight. That's why it's just like I had him as like my pound for pound like number 1 guy for a long time. Obviously a GOAT just his whole career, and just he just rose the level raised of what human beings could do inside of a cage when we saw what Demetrious Johnson did, and consistency. Just even on his off nights, still went out and won. And and then when he did lose, he got those fights back and won him dominantly. Like GSP, he got knocked out by Sarah, which happens. It's MMA, small gloves. He came back and dominated and showed that fight. That was the fluke. When Moraes knocked out, was it Moraes? What's his name? The guy that knocked out, Moraes. Sorry, Moraes beat DJ. A great shot, great. Then DJ got it back in spectacular fashion. I think I had that knockout that DJ had for when they had the rematch. That was like I think my number 2 knockout of the year. It was just this incredible knockout, and credit to One for providing that super slow-mo of that knockout just to show you how the timing was just insane, what DJ did that night. And I think now I'm very interested how the UFC is going to treat DJ. And
is he going to be a Hall of Famer? That's the big question. Are they going to put him in?
That would be the most insane thing if he does not, like, whatever first ballot Hall of Famer is. He's like pre-first ballot Hall of Famer. He should have been in the Hall of Fame while he was active as a champ. He was that good. I would burn the UFC Hall of Fame down if DJ is not in. If he is not the first class next International Fight Week next year, then the UFC's Hall of Fame has lost all credibility if he is not in it. That's all. I don't know. Yep. Is there any sort of argument against it other than, I don't know, just pettiness?
No, he should get it. Yeah, it's if he's not in it, it's pettiness and nothing more.
Yeah, and if
But
he's not in
I
it,
think
then
he's gonna get it. I think he's gonna get it.
yeah, that'll be yeah. And I don't know the DJ. I haven't chance to really watch any clips. I heard that was a nice little speech. He said, is he gonna be working with one after as a on air or anything, or was that even talked about? He just said he's retired.
It was just he just did his thing and got out. It was like 2.5 minutes, and then he was done. It was pretty emotional, and yeah, we'll see. It wouldn't be a bad idea to bring him around, but at the same token, I'm sure DJ would be happy not traveling 30 hours to go do some commentary work. Like if they do a US card, I'm sure DJ will be there, and he can keep doing his thing.
Yeah, just yeah, no, yeah. It was the most underrated GOAT there is. That's all. Just freaking DJ. DJ's one of those guys. I just hope at some point he's doing some sort of seminar. He's in LA. I just want to move around with him. I want to feel DJ. I want to see how he moves. You know, I would love that. Just to kind of get my hands on someone that good. You know, just you know, it's. I don't want to sound like, I don't know. I hope this doesn't sound weird, but like ever since I started, like, so that's like 4 years. I'm like really training a lot of mixed martial arts, and I didn't have a true appreciation for how good bantamweights and flyweights are until I started training with high level guys. Like I move around with Victor Henry all the time, man. Like I'm like, oh my God, there are levels to this game. And no, I know who Victor Henry is, and then I know where DJ is, and so I can only imagine, you know, Victor Henry's a 35er, you know, I'm a 55er, and that's why I just want to feel like how fast these guys are, and just like what it's like to move with that kind of greatness and stuff. I know he's not. No, I know I won't get the full wrath of Mighty Mouse, but yeah, I would love that opportunity one day.
Yeah. Happy trails to DJ.
Happy trails.
Absolute legend and all the records. Dude's
what's the record? Can you just repeat some of the records that he had in the UFC at least?
Oh, he's got like every flyweight record known to man, from most flyweight wins to most flyweight finishes to most flyweight strikes landed, most consecutive title defenses in UFC history, most title defenses in flyweight history. Tied with John Jones for the most title defenses combined in UFC history. I mean, dude just got so many. He's got 9 performance bonuses, lots of submissions of the year. Probably should have been the 2017 Fighter of the Year. The accolades just. And here's one thing. I didn't
know that. Nine performance bonuses. That's incredible. Yep. Sorry for someone that's considered boring. Yeah, 9 performance bonuses. Yeah.
Yeah. What I also love too is that yes, he was a bantamweight and then moved to flyweight, and during his run, he was asked all the time, "When are you going up to 35 to go fight Dillashaw? When are you going up to 35 to fight Cody Garbrandt? When are you going up to challenge for the second belt?" And DJ's like, "Nah, I'm cool. Like the UFC offers to be the next dude up at 125. That's who I'm gonna fight. The UFC wants to give me a big raise to go up to 35 and fight their champion. Cool, I'm down, but I'm the flyweight champion. It is my job to defend this title." And he did it. He didn't get on the mic and beg to go to 35. He didn't want any of that stuff. And that's just something that you just don't see anymore. And I don't think we'll ever see it again. That's why I don't think anyone's going to defend their belt 11 times in a row. I don't think anyone's going to get close to that.
I mean, after like 2 defenses, after 1 defense, we're like, double belt, you know, or whatever, you know. I can't imagine right now Dricus winning, was it 9 more times or whatever. That at middleweight.
10. He knew 10 more.
10 more times.
To tie DJ. To tie him.
10 more times.
DJ. It's crazy. It's
just
insane.
Yeah, think of any champ right now. Okay, 10 more wins. That's just.
No, it's not happening. Islam's got 3. And I think is that the most? Is that the longest reign right now of any champion? Is Islam at 3?
So we got O'Malley.
He's got 1.
O'Malley.
He's got 1.
Ilya Zavini. Defenses.
No, he's got 2.
Ilya?
No Ilya.
No, yeah.
Pants is 2. Pants is
Oh,
2
Pants
title
has 2.
defenses.
Okay. Ilya's got none. Sean's got
Bilal's got
1.
none. DP's got 1.
Bilal's got none.
Pereira's. Oh, no. Pereira. Never mind. Pereira's got 3.
Watch Aspinall tie the record.
Oh, no. He's got 2. He's got 2.
Watch Aspinall tie the record, but all has interims.
Yes.
Because they're never going to strip John.
Pereira's got 2. John's got none. Zhang has, what, 2? Does she have 2 or 3?
I
think just 2. She beat Carla.
Carla,
she beat
Jan.
Lemos.
Jan. So 3. She had 3. Was Carla defense?
Carla was the champion.
Oh, Carla was the champion. So, yeah. So, just Lemos
she's
and
good
Jan. So, only 2.
Grasso was a draw in her first title defense.
Oh, draw. Yeah. Well, it still counts.
Pennington, none. Yeah. So, is right now with 3, which is still very impressive.
Yeah.
3 is the longest current reign right now. And DJ did 11. 11 in a row. Crazy. Well, there you go. I'm sure we'll be talking a lot more about DJ on the programming. So let's talk to the peeps. Let's talk to the peeps, see what's going on.
Oops, that's last week's question. All right, here we go. Oh no. All right. Super chat from Chase.
Chase. Over under 18 and a half months for PFL Tour ceases to exist. It's gonna be around. They got money, man. They got money. They got funding.
But the money ends at some point.
Not anytime soon, I don't think.
You know what? It's not really the question isn't 18 months. The question really is the fact that we're even talking about this. We're like, okay, let's give it 3 years. You know, like the fact that we're even talking about Bellator going under or PFL going under it's not good. That sucks. That sucks for fans. Sucks for fighters. Good for the UFC. But they'll be around for another 1.5 years.
Yeah,
but
they're not losing money. It's not like they're not profitable. They're not selling out at Madison Square Garden. They're barely selling out any arenas. They're not selling pay-per-views, but that doesn't matter. They have TV deals in place. They have sponsorship deals in place.
That's where the money is TV deals.
They have
TV
fun.
Deals and
they have
yeah,
they have funding. Like they're making money. It's not a lot. They're not making anywhere near what the UFC is making. And that does, like they, as a business entity, they're doing fine. Like they're okay. There's just no buzz to this product whatsoever. The room for growth is just not there, man. They're so bad at this. It's actually shocking how bad they are at this. Like you were given, like when Don Davis went on the MMA Hour and did that interview with Ariel after the absorption of Bellator, they had so much momentum. It was insane. So much momentum. And then you go into that pay-per-view that was just awful. It was so bad. It was the longest night of working and covering the sport I've ever had in my life covering that pay-per-view. Then they did PFL versus Bellator. And like, it was cool. I got it, but we didn't get the best versus the best. So it was kind of a letdown. The season structure's atrocious. It's awful. Nobody gives a shit. Yes, the occasional star can arise. Dakota Ditcheva, I think she's got something. I think she's an intriguing prospect. Her fight with Tyler Santos is incredibly fascinating. The problem is the second Dakota Ditcheva is able to leave PFL, she gone. And it's going to be like a rocket ship how fast she leaves PFL to go to the UFC. That's their problem. If they build any stars, they're leaving the second they can to go to the UFC. And that's just what's going to happen.
That's the problem because they seem like a very glorified feeder league, and that's not what you want from the co-leader.
And they don't see it. They think they're killing the game. Mm-hmm. Like you hear them doing all these interviews. You see the tweets. You see everything they're saying. We've won. We're right there. The UFC's scared to death of us. No, they're not. They laugh at you. They're not losing in a second of sleep over what you're doing. You got nothing. You think they give a shit that you're doing an October pay-per-view even with Francis Ngannou on it, both of their pay-per-views are going to destroy what PFL is going to do. Destroy it. They're going to be big sellouts. They're going to have big gates. They're going to do huge buys on pay-per-view. And PFL is going to be lucky to do 50,000 buys, which is crazy. You're not there with Francis Ngannou.
And Cyborg and got nothing. You got nothing.
You got nothing.
Dude, freaking tonight, Usman Nurmagomedov is fighting. Arguably, maybe the best lightweight in the world. We just don't know it yet. And he is fighting, and dude, I love Usman Nurmagomedov, and I hate saying this. I got reminded the fight was happening on BTL. I did not know it was happening. I was like, oh.
And then the heartbreaking news earlier this week, they had another card next week, so they were going to do Usman versus Shabily tonight. Next week was Johnny Eblen fighting, who, by the way, has no division to fight in. He's just going to keep fighting middleweights he's already beat. So he's going to go fight Fabian Edwards again. And now that fight's off. So now they have a very subpar main event for next week's card. This year could not have. The only thing that could make this year worse for PFL is if Francis gets nuked in October. Yeah. That's the only thing that can make this year worse. Even if Ditcheva loses to Tyler Santos, it's not a total, it's not ideal. It's not a total disaster. People have been kind of waiting for that loss to come once you started getting decent names to fight. But boy, Francis losing that's a dagger, man. That is an absolute dagger if that happens.
Yeah, and the reason why is because we don't believe that they can sell us on Hinnon being the guy. You know what I mean? It's not I was it's if Hinnon wins over Francis, it's not then clearly he is the greatest heavyweight in the world. We're just not going to see it that way. It's just, that's not the way it works.
Yeah,
but
100%. But they're not going to go out of business or anything.
How long can? Yeah, I don't know.
They're making money. They're making money.
But how long can they? How long can they keep guys like Eblen, keep guys like Patchy, keep guys like keep guys like Usman Nurmagomedov? And Usman Nurmagomedov is only there because his stablemate is the other lightweight king in some other organization. So
I think he's locked up for a little bit. I know AJ McKee's locked up for a little bit. Patchy's locked up for a little bit.
Yeah.
Why
is that fight off? I read the article as undisclosed reasons. Have they even told us why it's off?
No, I bet it's probably an illness or something, and they're rescheduling it for later in the year.
Isn't that bad? Just bad communication then with the fact that no one really cares that it's even. I was like, okay, can you imagine if O'Malley Marab was, we're just moving it, undisclosed reasons. We're like, what? And we just moved on. It just doesn't, the PFL, even they lost the main event with Johnny Eblen, arguably maybe their best fighter, top 5 at worst, middleweight. I have him a little higher, but yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I feel bad.
They got nothing. They got nothing. It sucks, man. I say this all the time. We sit there and we dump on them, but it's not malicious. For a reason. We want them to be good. We want them to be good. They don't listen to anybody. Their broadcasts are bad. Their production is getting a little bit better. Their cards are poorly paced. It's just rotten. It's not a great experience as a viewer. And there's nothing to invest in emotionally as a sports fan in their product right now. It's just tough. And the UFC at this point, they've done the work. They're so far ahead of everybody. I'm telling you right now, Noche, I know there's people who are skeptical and all this stuff and they haven't sold out. It doesn't matter. They're going to end up selling that thing out. I'm not worried about it. But the aesthetics of what I think we're going to get next Saturday is going to be incredible. It's just going to be it's going to be outrageous. We're going to be holy shit. Like, this is what the UFC is capable of. And then we're going to feel bad about it the next week when they're back kind of doing the same old song and dance. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because everything else they're doing is the fighters are compelling. They're doing enough to drive interest. Like, it's just the same. There's such a machine right now. It just runs itself, but it runs so well. And PFL is a mess. Like, they're just such a mess. Ugh, it sucks, man. It sucks.
All right. Thank you, Chase. It's at these other super chats.
Does the UFC ever sign Usman while Islam is champ? Yeah. If Islam's going to move up to, if Islam moves up to welterweight, I think they could do it.
Just hypothetically, he's available. If he wins tonight and he's available,
take him in a second.
They'll take him in a second, but do they throw a big bag in front of him? Do they outpay what PFL is?
Probably not. I mean, I don't know what they're paying but probably more.
So I take that as because he's going to cost money. He's a big name free agent. He should be, at least.
Is he a big name free agent though? That's the thing.
And that's what sucks too, because he clearly is incredibly good. Like top. I think at the worst you can have him top 5 in the world right now. Yeah. Does the UFC need to sign the best? I don't think they even That's how far ahead the UFC is. They don't even need to sign the best. They don't
need McGregor. They don't need Conor McGregor to fight for them. The biggest star in the history of the sport. They don't need him to fight for them. They're so far ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
Like that's the telling thing right now. There was a time where like they'd be effed if Conor McGregor left. Like there's no way they could let him leave. Now they could let him leave and do whatever, and it's not going to affect them that much. Probably very little. They're building like Sean O'Malley. If he goes out there and dusts up Marab, like it's going to be what becomes of him is going to be really interesting. Like I think they can sign him. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it after this fight and one more. Like if he beats Shabli's an interesting matchup. Shabli's really, really good. He hasn't lost.
I have him in my top 15. I think it's an incredible good fight.
Very, very good. It's going to go there. AJ McKee is going to probably fight Paul Hughes. Looks like apparently they're going to announce that fight next week officially, but we've already confirmed that unless something crazy has happened, that fight's going to happen in October. If AJ McKee beats Paul Hughes, and I kind of think he will, as good as Paul Hughes is, I think he's just a little green. You do Usman versus AJ. And then after that, like, who's this man going to fight? He's got to beat feet from there. Just get him out of there. He's not going to go do the $1 million tournament. Why would he do that?
There's no storytelling in PFL. There's no like after a PFL card, we're like, ooh, there's no on to the next after anything PFL or Bellator related. Even the fact that I keep calling this Bellator card PFL, which is the naming, the branding is just incredibly stupid. I get it. You have to have different products or different networks, but I don't care about that as a fan. It's just confusing. So
yeah. Larissa Pacheco beat Kayla Harrison. She goes and beats Kayla Harrison. Everybody's talking about it. It's a very big deal. It's massive. Her team heard us on the post-fight show after that event saying PFL needs to get Larissa Pacheco everywhere. She needs to do interviews with everybody. And I'm not just talking the MMA media. She needs to go and do interviews with everybody. Like talk shows, morning radio shows, like anything that would make sense for her to do in front of any sort of audience that can listen to the sound of her voice, she should be doing. You know what I mean? Her team took it upon themselves to book the interviews and to make this happen because they heard it. They were like, no. We're not going to let, from day one, they took the ball and ran with it. That's why they were in studio with Ariel like that following week. And that's why they were doing all these different interviews in person because they were in New York. They were already there. They were ready. So they're going to go hit up everybody, which is smart. Like, this is the stuff that drives you crazy. AJ McKee goes out, wins the $1 million against against Pitbull, he didn't do shit. We didn't see him for months. It was so frustrating. Like,
Well, let me ask you a question because I don't get everyone's emails. Was Usman or Shabily or Larkin or Douglas Lima or Sumiko Inaba, did PFL reach out to you like, hey, do you want to interview these?
nope.
That's their job. Isn't that their job?
Damon, I know Damon talked to Usman. That I know.
Yeah, but I didn't see a Shabily interview come through my task and like, hey, like why not? What are they doing? Was there even a press conference for this event? Was there even a media day for this event? I have no idea.
Yeah, there's a media day. There
was. Dude,
there was.
This is in San Diego. This is only 2 hours away from me, and I wasn't approached once about this. And honestly, this is the first time I haven't gone to Bellator in San Diego in a long time. Usually, I'll make the 2 hour drive and I would do the weigh-ins, media day, and everything. Not this time. It wasn't even a thought, even though maybe the best lightweight in the world is fighting on that card.
That's crazy.
We didn't even bother because like, well, no one.
It's
Unfortunately,
so bad right now.
And it's not our job to, like we tell the news, we're telling you that, but like they have to promote it. You have to promote it.
Yeah.
Man,
Yep.
dude. Oh man. All right, we got a lot of super chats.
Man. Yeah, keep them coming.
All right.
What would be the wildest result in the main card of Noche UFC?
Merab knockout first round.
Yeah, probably.
Merab just shoots in, but it comes at boom.
That would be the most like unexpected one.
Wildest.
The wildest one is Sean just annihilating Merab in like the first minute of the fight. Like that'd be the wildest. Like the MMA world would explode if that happened. Like if Sean O'Malley does to Merab Dvalishvili what like Conor did to Jose Aldo and just dust him out in like 20 seconds, like just the reaction to that would be about as big and as insane as you can imagine. Like that's probably the right answer. Merab knocking out Sean in a round would be wild in a different way. I don't know. Chevy just running over Alexa in the first round would be pretty insane. I don't know. There's a lot, man.
Yeah,
there's a lot.
I think wildest result. Yeah, I think just having a great wildest. I don't know. I think
it's
fans.
Great.
I think we just hope it's a great styles clash. I think we just hope it's a great fight. I mean, as much as Sean O'Malley would love a 10-second knockout, as fans, I think we want a little more. So hopefully that fight goes a couple minutes. We get a couple good minutes of action before we start seeing bodies hit the floor. But yeah, just I don't know. Wildest, yeah. I guess a brawl. I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
Thank you much. Super chat from MMA Flashback.
DJ the True Goat never ducked Aspinall.
This is true.
He never ducked it. Men never ducked anybody.
Yeah.
Adriana Moraes is like a whole, lots of stuff happened. They also canceled their Chicago card without saying anything.
I guess PFL or Bellator.
Bellator.
There was a Chicago
they were
card.
Supposed to go to Chicago, were they not? I don't know. See, that's the problem. I have to go look all this up, and I don't remember any of this shit. Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't even know that.
I don't remember Chicago being a thing.
I mean that's.
I don't know.
But the fact that
wouldn't surprise you though.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, we're not even surprised. We're like, oh, okay, that sounds right.
Sounds all right. Sure.
Has there been in the years you've worked in this sport? Is this the biggest gap, at least domestically, in U.S. MMA between 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Worldwide is a little different. I'm not gonna. I can't really speak of any authority worldwide because I see these events in KSW or Octagon, or even Ryzen in a sense. Where they'll draw like 20,000 fans, a big stadium. So it's hard to say how dominant UFC is worldwide. So I'm only going to talk about the U.S., but U.S. wise, at least North America. Let's go North America, not even U.S. I've never seen a bigger gap between 1 and 2 right now.
It's been like that for the last. Like, I felt like they closed the gap slightly when they absorbed Bellator. Like, that got a lot of buzz. People were excited. And then this year has just been an absolute disaster for them overall. So, yeah. Because the UFC, like, while they have gone, the UFC just continues to go up and up and up and up and up. And you can complain about everything. Like, we've been on the show, and we tell you how we feel about stuff. We don't sugarcoat anything. If we think a card sucks, we'll tell you it sucks. If we think it's great, we'll tell you it's great. This fight's cool, we'll tell you. If the news, what Dana says is funny, we'll tell you it's funny. If it's awful, we'll tell you that too. It doesn't matter what they do right now. Everything they do is a win. It's a win. PFL can't say that. They can't. It's just so frustrating, man. God, yeah. So you're right. It is the biggest gap. BKFC, like, just from a number standpoint, if we didn't cover the BKFC card last night, but if we did, I guarantee you the BKFC card would do 10 times what Bellator is going to do tonight. And this is a card without Mike Perry. I mean, I know Jeremy Stevens fought on the card last night, but no major MMA names. Nothing. There's no Luke Rockhold. There's no MVP. There's nothing crazy on there.
Yeah.
Without question, BKFC's card last night would have done 10x the interest that this Bellator card is going to do tonight. Without question.
That's depressing.
Yeah.
We can't go into it right now, but man, I feel like I feel like we need to do like a whole thesis, a whole dissertation on like what the number 2 organization needs to do to close the gap. Like, because I don't know. Because whatever they're doing right now.
You stop New York. If there's one thing I've never agreed with New York more about, is that they have this pride in being number 2. Oh, we're the best number 2 there ever was. Like, they're so happy about that. While the UFC is floating away in this land of just chocolate and just the best things you can think of, this magical land, this Happy Gilmore land, when he's thinking about putting and trying to relax his nerves. Like, that's where the UFC is right now. And PFL is in the freaking Odyssey right now, just running through fire and beating 7-headed dragons just to be number 2. And they're like, yeah, we're number 2 with a bullet, baby. Meanwhile, BKFC like doesn't give a shit, and they're actually number 2. And like Gamebred is doing million view cards on their YouTube channel with very little promotion. It's like, it's crazy. This whole thing is crazy. I can't wait for the end of year BTL podcast that Jed and I do when we do the promotional airing of grievances. We're gonna have to do a 2-part show. We're just like, we'll go through all of them, and then we're going to need to do like a separate show on the PFL Bellator combination. It's so, God, sucks, man, because their roster is good, but they've mismanaged this entire goddamn thing.
Oh, it is depressing. All right,
one friggin' organization. Does O'Malley become a bantamweight great with the win over Merab? If he goes on to beat Umar, he's looking at an all-time bantamweight fighter.
There's 2 big ifs in this, but let's say if O'Malley defeats Merab and O'Malley defeats Umar, even a bigger if, all-time great, I would say yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's not, because bantamweight is so freaking. I get no. I'm not gonna do the lightweight bantamweight comparison and stuff. I get that lightweights are. There's more prize. It's a bigger prize fight with lightweights, but in just pure fighting, I think bantamweight it's so hard to separate yourself from the pack. That's why there's no true bantamweight GOAT yet, because because bantamweight is just so competitive. I mean, who would you say the bantamweight GOAT is?
Probably Dominic Cruz.
As I say, you say probably Dominic Cruz because there's no like definitive, and we kind of, But you're right. If O'Malley does beat Merab, does beat Umar, that means he's defeated very many different styles, dude. Like He's defeated like very, very good wrestlers and good strikers. You know, so he's defeated it all. Yeah, he's definitely an all-time great. And how many defenses would that be if he beats Merab and Umar? So that'd be 4 defenses. That's
3.
Was Cheeto his first defense? Cheeto,
Yep.
I think, yeah. Yes. The answer is yes, Connor.
Yeah, Aljo had 3. Right? He had 3 defenses.
Yeah, we consider Aljo kind of.
He tied Cruz. Cruz had 3 defenses. Yeah, he's up there. He's definitely the biggest. If he goes out there, if he goes out and annihilates Merab next Saturday, he's the biggest star in the history of the division by a lot. It's not even a question anymore. Yeah. But yeah, huge things will come his way. Does he call out Umar on the mic? Because I say absolutely not in a million years. And it's not because like he's ducking Umar. He's calling out Ilia Topuria or Max Holloway. There's just no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, well,
he's gonna do it.
If he's my feeling, if he's the champ, you don't call out other bantamweights. You can call out if you want to go for a different belt, go for that. But there's no if you're a champ, you're like, yeah, I don't. Yeah. I think it's kind of weird to call out people as a champ in your own division. But I know what you're saying. Yeah, I guess that's the big question. If O'Malley does win, does he try to become this all-time bantamweight great, or is it all about the 2 belts and all that stuff? So we'll see. What's your preference? I'm all about. I'm with Jed on this one. It's about defense.
I am too.
Okay.
I don't care. Like if O'Malley wants to go up and fight Ilia or Max, like I'm totally fine with that. Vacate the belt, then do it. Then I got no issue with it. It's the whole thing of, hey, I know we joke about dare to be great. Yeah, but like if you're already a champion and if you lose the fight, but there's no penalty towards you, there's no risk.
No risk.
You're risking nothing.
Yeah. Outside low brain damage, but yeah, I got you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You're not risking your belt or anything. It's friggin' it drives you nuts. So you can go and try to fight for second belt. Cool. Like no one needs you to. It doesn't change anything. John Jones not demanding to wear a second title belt after he beat Cyril Gane. It didn't change anything for me. Changed nothing. He's still a 2-division champion. Just like Alex Pereira is a 2-division champion, just like everybody else who are 2-division champions are 2-division champions, all 9 of them at this point. But that's the name of the game right now. I'd rather see O'Malley stay at bantamweight because it's the second best division in the sport. But he's a different kind of fighter right now.
All right. We're way over time. I'm sure have fights started yet, or?
That's a great question.
Usually I get comments like, hey, fights started. Oh, fights have started. So I do see a comment that says fights have started.
They have started?
I see. Well, I don't have it up, so I have a comment that says fights have started.
I mean, there's a difference between the broadcast has started and fights have started. So let me see. Let's take a gander. Let's take a gander. And then if fights have actually started. Oh, fights have started. We're round 1. We have some crazy ass stuff happening. We have a blatant fence grab happening right now. I mean, about as blatant as you can be. Finally, the referee steps in after 15 seconds to break it up. The Ramaska-Flesher fight is happening. This just looks super uncomfortable.
This is your last warning before I give you a real warning.
Yes, son of a biscuit. So yes, fights are happening. So we might as well go ahead and give our predictions.
Yeah.
For
festivities. I'm just going.
Oh yeah, we'll go through. Yeah, let's go through super chats. Yes,
real quick. We had a lot of comments. I just want people to. I want to feel some love out there. So hold on.
That's fine. DJ speech is so authentic, class act. Yep. Yeah, we can go. We're not in huge rush. Who you got for Peak Ashmoose? Peak is tough as nails, but I'm leaning Ashmoose by KO. I'm going Peak, man. Peak looked really good in his last fight.
He is getting better. He was obviously a very raw fighter when the UFC signed him, just pure aggression, but he is getting a little better, so I am going for Peak, but I also don't know too much about Ashimov. So.
He's good. He's a violent man.
Yeah. It should be a good fight. Yeah, it should be a fun fight.
If Islam goes up a weight class and Usman comes to the UFC, does he get a top 10 fighter or a top 5 fighter straight away if you was the Dana? Are we talking about, like, would I give Usman a top Usman's fighting a top 10 dude right out the gate. I would probably give him
whoever's available. If top 5 is available, if top 10, but top 10 at worst. For if Usman comes to the UFC as lightweight, yes.
I'd give him. I'd probably give him like Beneil Dariush, like right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like a name, guy who's very close to the belt. I mean, RDA, I don't think is staying at 55 anymore. Like RDA is probably the correct answer, but somebody like that, a veteran name who people know, but will probably lose.
We're talking very hypothetical, but if Usman wins tonight and somehow he's a free agent and they sign him, Usman Dan Hooker.
Well, I mean, stay tuned at MMAfighting.com because there is a lightweight fighter who really wants to fight Dan Hooker. So stay tuned for that. A guy you haven't seen in a while.
I don't know. I'm just gonna put this up there.
Jeremy Stevens called out Connor after his bare knuckle win last night. He also mentioned spin. Yeah, he's Jeremy Stevens.
I like that. Do you see the shirt he was wearing? Jeremy Stevens?
No, I didn't. I just saw the clip of him like almost killing a guy.
Yeah, and the shirt says something like you know absolutely who the fuck I am.
Oh, yeah.
So he's playing it. He's playing it up. They're good. They're playing it up. They're trying to get it. He's trying to make it happen. Jeremy Stevens
has always been really bad at doing the thing. Like he's always a fun fighter, but he thinks there's nothing worse. The only thing worse than not doing the thing is thinking you're doing the thing, but actually not doing the thing. You're actually doing the opposite of doing the thing, but thinking you are.
Yeah. Jeremy
Stevens has kind of always been that guy.
Jeremy Stevens walked so Buckley could run.
That's great.
That's great. All right, our last comment before we go to our picks.
God. Hank the Tank. Hope you're having a great day as well. All right, let's get to our picks. Are you picking Shabily or are you picking Usman? I'm picking Usman.
I'm picking Usman. It's a great fight, but Usman's Usman. Yeah, I think he's that good. I think he
stop him.
Ooh, I think he does stop him. I think he will stop him, but he'll get a submission eventually, maybe 4th round or something like that.
Yeah, I say 3rd or 4th round. All right, let's go to the UFC main card. I don't even know if I should even ask you about this fight, Casey. Rong Zhu versus Chris Taco Padilla. Rong Zhu, the minus 245 favorite, come back on Chris Taco Padilla plus 200. How is Chris Taco Padilla winning this fight in your eyes?
It is a tough fight. I'm going Taco all the way because because he's my teammate. I've seen him train. I've trained with him, and it's a tough fight though. It is a tough fight, and I'm going Taco by 2nd round TKO on the ground and pound. It's so weird though. When I hear people call him Chris or Padilla, like it's just weird when like people are now in the UFC and they call him by like names you like. Oh yeah, I guess that is his name, Chris or Padilla. But 99.9% of the time his name is Taco. So everyone out there, Taco. His name is Taco.
Yes.
And Taco, and when he's not training, he kind of helps out with this backyard fight promotion in LA called Backyard Squabbles. So look it up.
What?
Yeah. It's like
really?
Yeah. They've just now kind of officially become kind of a sanctioned. So now they have actually sanctioned MMA fights. But for the longest time, so like street beefs. You've seen street beefs and stuff. Yeah. Basically, Backyard Squabbles is like the LA version. So they fight in backyards and or little warehouses in LA. And they're right around here. Yeah, they have like little events out here. So Tacos. No, I have not been, but I've had teammates
who. Come on!
I know they're always on Saturdays. I'm busy on Saturdays. No, seriously, they're always on Saturdays. But Backyard Squabbles. Check them out. Taco helps out with them.
I'm going Rong Zhu by decision.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No. It's a tough fight. No, it's
tough fight.
No. It's a fight, yeah.
We're both picking Trevor Peak, right? He's a slight favorite, minus 124. Wouldn't surprise me if Ash was won, but Yeah, Trevor Peek's the pick for me. Steve Garcia, the minus 184 favorite, taking on Kyle Nelson, who's plus 154. As an underdog, Nelson did miss weight yesterday by, I think, 2.5 pounds.
Ooh.
What do we got with this one?
Man, I'm loving the Steve Garcia violence train that's been happening. So I'm keeping it. Steve Garcia first round knockout.
Round 2 KO for Steve Garcia. I think that's what I picked. Co-main event. It's a good one. Big one at 125. We have Natty Ice, Natalia Silva, the minus 310 favorite.
I don't
taking
get that.
on Jessica Andrade, the former strawweight champion who comes back at plus 250. Who do you got here?
She's still got it. I love Natty Ice. I really do. I like her a lot, but I am going Jessica Andrade by decision.
You're dead to me. I'm just kidding. I'm going Natty Ice. She's just bigger and stronger. I mean, Andrade is a physical force, but mileage is adding up. Natty Ice is 27, but she's got a ton of experience. And I just think she's bigger, a little more athletic. I think she's going to be able to keep the distance pretty well. And I think her grappling's a little underrated. So I think she wins a decision. 29-28, just fun, technical fight. And
I love this fight, and I hate repeating myself, but God, I wish this was in front of people. I wish Natty Ice and Andrade were in front of people. That's all. Just a bummer.
Completely agree. Main event, welterweight, big one. Sean Brady, minus 184 favorite, taking on Gilbert Dorino Burns, who comes back at plus 154. Much like the Jessica Andrade fight, if I was betting, if the betting gods dropped to 20 now and said you have to take a side here, I would bet Jessica Andrade at plus 250 because I think that line's insane. I would probably pick Gilbert Burns here, plus 154, because that line's a little insane as well. But if we're going, hey, who you're picking to win the fight? Sean Brady by decision. But I have to say, Casey, the more I think about this fight, the less confident I'm in with any result here. I have no idea what's going to happen in this fight.
I am picking Sean Brady by decision. Because I'm gonna go with the hype on Sean Brady. I'm not sure if it's worthy yet. I know he's a top 10 guy at worst. I'm not sure if he's that kind of top 5. The guy, you got to beat Gilbert Burns if you want to be in that elite. And I'm gonna go ahead and stay positive. I think Sean Brady can do it. But man, Gilbert looked great against JDM. He just lost at the end, but I still think Gilbert's got it, but he is 38, 39, Gilbert, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna go with youth, but I'm gonna go with youth and Sean Brady. But honestly, nothing will surprise me in this fight. Maybe outside of a first round knockout by Sean Brady or something, but outside of that, I can see this fight going a million ways. And the main and co-main are just great fights, and that should be in front of people, but it's in front of 14 people in a warehouse in Vegas. So that's it. Yep.
But then we're away from the world's most famous Apex for over a month after this one. So
it's
nice.
A Spear, then a week off, and then where's it after?
Spear, that? Week off, then Spear, week off, Paris, then 307, then Apex again, then Abu Dhabi. Then Apex again. Then I think Apex again, and then MSG, and we close the year in Tampa. So hit the music.
This so-called MSG show. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So that'll do it. Thanks, everybody. We'll be back after the Bellator card, and we'll discuss what happened on both shows. Unless the UFC card ends in just insane fashion, then we'll come on a little bit earlier and. Fortunately for Bellator, they just won't get the shine. But I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Have your start times be a little more simpatico. For Casey, I am Mike Eck. Thank you all very much. Shout out to Demetrious Johnson once again. And shout out to Nathan Fletcher. Quick finish right out the gate. Second round arm triangle submission against Zigamantas Ramaska. So
all right, my picks are perfect still. Yes.
Yeah, I usually go with the Cage Warriors fade with newcomers. Didn't work this time. Did not pay off. But, Fletcher looked like an absolute savage out there. So congratulations to him. Andre Petrosky, Dylan Budka up next. Enjoy, everybody. We'll see you later on.